Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Susan Valakis, and I'm the Training Development Coordinator at NOW, and as such, I bring you these webinars on the third Thursday of each month. If you've missed any of them, you can find replays on our website, nowfoods.com/webinars, or on the NOW YouTube channel. If you have questions during today's presentation, please use the chat bubble that you see on your screen. Submit them, and then we will respond directly to you with an answer by email. You'll also receive a replay of this webinar about an hour after it ends, so be sure to watch your inbox for that information. Today's presentation on minerals will take us beyond the two most popular that we're familiar with, calcium and magnesium. And like vitamins, mineral nutrients are also essential for life, and they are required for the normal function of all bodily enzyme systems. In fact, almost every function that our body performs is in some way dependent on mineral nutrients. And today's webinar will run about 45 minutes, and it is my pleasure to welcome Celine Torres-Moon as our presenter today. She is a scientist too at the NOW Health Group for 10 years, and she mainly supports our professional line of products, Protocol for Life Balance, and she does so with science, marketing, and research information. Celine is medically trained and has a background in bilingual copywriting in healthcare advertising in France, and she's a firm believer in the importance of high-quality nutrition for the maintenance of health. So with her lovely French accent, please join me in welcoming Celine Torres for today's presentation. Welcome, Celine.
Thank you for the introduction, Sue. So, like just Sue said, there's a lot of information about minerals. So we're going to try to go as fast as possible so we can present you all the products we carry in that category. Initially, I'm going to talk to you more about minerals in general and how they impact your health. I'm probably going to go fast through that first part so we have more time to talk about our products. So what are the minerals in the context of human health? So minerals are all the chemical elements of natural and inorganic origin that can be found on Earth. So that's, you can imagine, represents many elements. Basically, any chemical from the periodic table of elements could be part of the mineral category. The use of minerals to support human health is not new, and some very old papyrus from ancient Egypt already describe the use of clay to support digestive health, or also use of clay to help with wound healing. So really the importance of mineral as part of supporting health is something that is being known by humans for a long time. So minerals in the body have three main functions. They provide structure, including the structure of bone, teeth, nails, hair. They help with the maintenance of heart rate, muscular function, and nerve impulse, and also with the pH balance of the body. And the third function of minerals in the human, it's big part of enzymes and hormones that are used for cells to function properly. So very important to remember that different minerals will have different function and can be both providing structure and also be part of enzymes that helps our cell functioning properly. So on that slide, I put together the list of essential minerals. So essential minerals are the minerals that your body needs to develop and function normally. And those minerals have to be obtained from the diet. So you have three big categories of minerals. You have the one that you need in gram amounts, like potassium. Potassium, you need almost 5 grams of potassium every day in your diet. You have the minerals that you need in milligram amounts, like iron. For example, you only need like 18 milligram of iron per day. And you have also the essential minerals that you need in microgram amounts, which is like chromium. For example, you only need 35 milligrams a day of chromium in your diet. So as you can see, there's a very large variation of amounts you need in the diet to maintain a healthy body. We also have trace elements, or also known as ultra trace elements, that you can get into your diet. Those are boron, molybdenum, nickel, silicon, vanadium. So most of those minerals are not recognized as essential for the body, except for molybdenum, that is known to be essential. So you have also minerals that are not essential, meaning that you don't need them to be or become healthy or stay healthy. Silver is a very good example of a mineral that you don't need to take every day. However, it is used as a dietary supplement because a lot of studies have shown that silver is help supporting your immune system. You have also non-essential minerals are used as drugs, like bismuth and lithium. So those are exist as a drug and not as part of dietary supplement. And you also have non-essential minerals that are dangerous, such as aluminum or cadmium or lead or mercury. So as you can see, minerals can be beneficial for you, whether they are essential or non-essential, or could be potentially dangerous for you, such as lead and cadmium and mercury. And everybody knows how lead and mercury can be are toxic. So where do you get your minerals in the diet? Well, you get your minerals through food. That's the main source of minerals. The plants accumulate mineral when they grow, and then the animals eat those plants. And us as humans, we eat either fruits and veggies, or we also eat meat, and we get our minerals through both sources. We can also get minerals through what we drink. So mineral waters, tap water provide some minerals. There's a caveat here, is that some of those waters, when they are filtered, some of the important essential minerals are removed. For example, they've done some studies on the, like a Brita-like filtering system that will remove a lot of the calcium and the magnesium, but will also unfortunately increase sodium. So it's important to remember that through your diet, you will get a lot of minerals, but they might not necessarily be the minerals that you need because of the way you get those minerals, like the type of water you drink or the type of food you eat. There are other sources for the body to get minerals. You can inhale in the air. Yeah, there's mineral like in dust that is suspended in the air. You can get some mineral through there, but it's very hard to know how much minerals you get there, and through the skin too. So if you apply clay on your skin or magnesium on your skin, some of those minerals will be absorbed. So there are important factors that will impact the way your body will absorb those minerals when you eat them. So, for example, in plants, you will have what is called anti-nutritional factors, such like phytic acid or oxalic acid, that would prevent the absorption of minerals such as zinc or iron or calcium, magnesium, and potassium. So once again, we get most of our minerals from our food, but sometimes the food we eat, the type of food we eat, will impact the way we absorb those minerals. Same, the way the food is processed in factories or the way you cooked your food will impact the mineral content of that food and also impact the ability of your body to absorb it. Inside your body, you will have things that will help absorb minerals and things that will prevent the absorption of minerals. Good example is vitamin C. Vitamin C will help you absorb iron. And the opposite, if the pH in your stomach is too high, well, you will absorb less mineral. So those are some factors that will impact the way the minerals are absorbed. And so your body is typically very, very good at regulating the amount of minerals it keeps. So you have a very complex system that prevents the absorption of mineral if there's too much of it already, and through your kidneys and your bile, you will eliminate extra minerals, but you also have in your kidney system that helps reabsorb some of those minerals. Once again, depending how healthy you are, depending if you exercise a lot, if you drink a lot or not, those systems can get overwhelmed. And it's not unusual, for example, if you exercise a lot and sweat a lot, that you will lose some potassium. And so you would need to replenish your body's stores of potassium in that case. If you have diarrhea, you're going to lose a lot of potassium. And so once again, you need to take extra potassium to replenish your potassium stores. So what are the main cause of mineral deficiencies in the world? The two main minerals are deficient is iron and iodine. Those are the main two minerals that cause deficiency in the world and also in the United States, especially in very specific part of the population, like women. Young women are at risk of iron deficiency in the US, and this is a non-negligible amount of people. Potassium is also a problem. Like the American diet is typically very rich in sodium, so people eat a lot of sodium but don't eat enough potassium. And so we'll see that in the product you carry reflect those potential deficiency from the diet. So this is just the end of the first part of the presentation, where I was kind of summarizing why minerals are important in your diet, and that why in the US most people are not deficient in mineral. In some situation, you still need a supplementation. And so we'll now going to go through the most important mineral for your health and what product do we have for each category. So first one is iron. Like I just said, there's a significant amount of the population that is iron deficient, especially women, young women, because of heavy period. That's people also who give their blood a lot, people that like athletes like exercise a lot tend to have a lower iron intake. In the vegan diet also, because the form of iron that is consumed by vegan is less bioavailable than the iron found in animal-based. So those are kind of the main groups of people that are at risk of iron deficiency. Iron is very important for the transportation of oxygen to cells. So people that don't have enough iron will end up having anemia. And one of the main symptoms of iron deficiency is being tired. Fatigue is really the main symptom of iron deficiency. So what can we do to help people that have iron deficiency? Well, we have quite a few products in that category, and those products some of them are more targeted towards women, as they are a group that is a higher risk of iron deficiency. So our iron complex is the first one. It is using ferrochel iron biglycinate. So the reason why we chose that ingredient is because the molecule of iron is combined with 2 amino acids, and that allows for better absorption of the iron, and also allows for less side effect of iron supplementation. One of the common side effects of regular iron product is constipation, black stools, and like nausea. So a lot of people, when they take a regular iron supplement, will just stop just because of those side effects. So that's why we choose to use the ferrochel iron biglycinate, because it does not have those constipation and other GI side effects with related to iron supplementation. Another element important in this product is that we combined it with folate and vitamin B12. There are 2 vitamins that are very important for the production of red blood cells. So not only you will replenish your store of iron, but you will also help your red blood cell grow and divide and have more of them. So if you are iron deficient, it will help you get out of that anemia faster. And so we also added 2 ingredients in this product, which is dong quai and red raspberries, that are plants that are very often found in supplements that are supporting women's health. So this is really a very good combination of product for women, combination of ingredient for women, sorry about that. Next product, so we have a similar product, but in capsule. In this one, as you can see, we used a different form of folic acid. So we used cradifolic in this product, which is a more active form of folate than the traditional folic acid, and they also is a form of folate as a better absorption. So this product is unique because it has that cradifolic, which is a difference with the product I just presented before. We carry also the iron biglycinate by itself as a single ingredient. So we have 2 forms, 18 milligram and a 36 milligram. And so for people that have more deficiency, the 36 milligram will be the one that you want to use. And the last product in our iron category is our liquid iron. So in that product, we also chose a product that has superior absorption and that is well tolerated. In addition to that, it doesn't have an aftertaste, because in the liquid form, some of the iron supplement might have like a metallic aftertaste that kind of unpleasant, and this product does not have that. It's sweetened with xylitol and stevia extract, so there's this one has no added sugar in it. There's no added sugar in this product, and it has a nice fruit punch flavor. So next mineral, potassium. Potassium is a real problem of public health in the US, because very few people actually get enough potassium in their diet. And that is a great concern, to the point that you will see now on most food labels, you have the potassium amount, to make sure that people kind of know when they eat something, how much potassium they get from it. And that is a big problem, because potassium is very important to maintain your blood pressure. And so when you have a diet that is rich in sodium and poor in potassium, you are much higher risk of developing high blood pressure than if your diet is poor in sodium and higher in potassium. So that's why you see on the markets what people call potassium salt. And so potassium salt is potassium chloride. And so we have that product as a powder. And so that product has like a salty taste if you eat it, but there is no sodium into it. And so there is a product that can be used as a substitute for table salt. You can sprinkle it on your food. And so that is one of our common potassium products. We also have potassium in different forms. So in dietary supplements, that are in capsules or in tablets, typically 99 milligram of potassium element is the highest dose you will see. And that has to do with the FDA. It's kind of a long story that we'll not develop today. So you will see that a lot of supplements have always 99 milligram as a suggested usage. It's really the top we can do in a capsules or in a tablet. And so this product is potassium citrate. So it means that your potassium is combined with citric acid. And that citric acid will help with the absorption of potassium when you eat it. Once again, this product doesn't have any sodium in it. It's vegan and it's kosher. We have that product as a potassium citrate as a powder. This is a pure powder. You have no other ingredient in that product. Once again, no sodium in it, and it's bound to citric acid for better absorption. So you could also use this product to replace your table salt, but less of, like, the suggested usage is slightly different. So it's not a one-to-one comparison with the potassium chloride that I presented above. We also have potassium in the form of a gluconate. So in that case, the molecule of potassium is combined with gluconic acid, which is another acid that will help with the absorption of the potassium. So we have it in that form too. Once again, it's this one is a pure powder, just one ingredient. Zinc. Zinc is I'm sure you've all heard of zinc in the past 3 years, because one of the main functions of zinc is helping enzymes and be carried inside protein that help with supporting immune function. So it's a very important element, especially to support immune function in the winter time. Population that are at risk of zinc deficiency in the US are the elderly, teenage girls, and people that follow a vegan diet. Zinc absorption is really affected negatively by phytic acid, and that phytic acid is found in plants. So people that have a vegan diet, even though they eat a lot of zinc, that zinc is often not very well absorbed by the body. So they are very good candidates for zinc supplementation. So our first product here is OptiZinc. In that product, the zinc is combined with the amino acid methionine, and that will help for better absorption of the zinc, and that zinc is also retained for longer. So that's very helpful, especially for our vegan dieter. We added some copper in that product because in the body, copper and zinc tend to compete for absorption. And so if you have too much zinc in your diet, you will absorb less copper, and vice versa. If you have too much copper in your diet, you will absorb less zinc. So having both in the same product kind of force them in the cells, and this is a very good product for people that don't get enough zinc in their diet. So I've combined single ingredient zinc products. So this one is just 50 milligram of zinc element. It's one tablet per day. It's a gluconate form, so gluconic acid helps with the absorption of zinc. We also have a zinc glycinate. So this one is combined with 2 molecules of glycine, which is also an amino acid that helps with absorption. If you compare the absorption of zinc gluconate and zinc glycinate, typically zinc glycinate has a better absorption. We're comparing this product with this ingredient with pumpkin seed oil, and this is more targeting men. Pumpkin seed oil is used as a supplement to support prostate health. So because zinc is a very important element of the prostate, having both ingredients combined together makes this product a very good formula for men's health. Zinc picolinate is another form of zinc where zinc is combined with picolinic acid. Once again, picolinic acid helps with the zinc absorption. So if you were to compare the absorption of the different form of zinc we've presented, the zinc glycinate has the best absorption, then the picolinate second best, and then the gluconate third best in terms of absorption. Next, iodine. So as I mentioned earlier, iodine is one of the elements that is deficient in the diet of some population. In the US, especially pregnant women are at risk of iodine deficiency. Iodine is very, very important for your thyroid function. Your thyroid cannot function properly without iodine. In the United States, you have a program of iodization of salt. So people, you can buy iodized salt, and that will help compensate for a diet that is poor in iodine. The problem that exists is that most of the processed food you buy does not use iodized salt. So even though those, ramen or frozen meal you buy at the grocery store contain a lot of sodium, but they don't contain any iodine. So you have to be very careful with that. And so that's why you can use iodized salt and you will get enough iodine in your diet. But some people really don't like the iodized salt. So for the people that don't want to use iodized salt, they can supplement their diet with iodine too. So we have 2 different products that contain iodine, and they have 2 very, very different uses. We have the potassium iodide that contain 30 milligrams of potassium iodide per tablet. The serving size is 3 tablets, and this product is not for a regular supplementation of the diet. It's also used by very specific practitioners that do thyroid detox. So this is a very unique product, a very niche product. Our next product is a potassium plus iodine. So this one is more for a regular supplementation of your diet with iodine. If you don't want to use iodized salt, or if you feel that your thyroid is not working properly, or you're tired, and that's a good product to use there. That has also sodium alginate. So the reason we added sodium alginate is to help with the diffusion of the iodine in the GI tract, so it's not absorbed. It kind of, it's not really a slow release, but it's fairly similar to a slow release of the iodine throughout the GI tract. So those were our two iodine products. Next, the next mineral that is important, it's selenium. So selenium is really important for oxidative stress. People that have a lot of oxidative stress in their life will really benefit from a supplementation with selenium. And especially since some part of the United States have soil that is really, really poor in selenium, and therefore the food we get might not get enough selenium in it. Also, people that have inflammatory bowel diseases cannot absorb selenium very well because of the local inflammation. So this is important supplement for them. Brazil nut is probably the food that contains the most selenium in the diet, but not everybody eats Brazil nuts every day. So same with like seafood and organ meat. Those are very rich, typically very rich in selenium, but they are not part of a daily diet or usual diet. So among the selenium product we have like a 100 microgram and a 200 microgram. So we chose to use selenium methionine as a form of selenium. So on the market, you have like two types of dietary supplements with selenium. You have selenium methionine, and you have the yeast-produced selenium. So we are not using the yeast-produced selenium in our product, as you have some people that really don't want to have yeast, to ingest yeast. So this is why we selected this form of selenium, and also because it's combined with methionine amino acid, it has a very good absorption. So we have two products in the 100 microgram category, and we have two products in the 200 microgram category. Both are yeast-free products. Copper. Copper is, for us, a newer product. We released it in the past 6 months. Copper is very important for neurological health, and so also important for the production of neurotransmitter in your brain. The main dietary source of copper in the diet are shellfish, seeds, nuts, as well as chocolate for the people that like chocolate. But the groups of Americans that are most at risk of copper deficiency are people with celiac disease, and also the people that take very high dose of a zinc supplement. Like I said earlier when I was presenting zinc, copper and zinc fight over the same transporter in the system in the GI tract. So if you take a lot of zinc supplement, you might end up having relative copper deficiency, and so that would be why you will want to take a copper supplement or take a supplement that has both copper and zinc. So we have one product in the category, it's a copper glycinate, and so it's combined with glycine, which is an amino acid that will help with the absorption. And so throughout the presentation, you've probably seen several products for which we had the little logo that says Albion. And so I'm going to just try to show it to you here. So this is the Albion mineral logo. So we chose that supplier of supplements of minerals because they offer minerals in a chelated form, meaning that those minerals are combined with amino acids, and that helps with a better absorption of the product. So Albion is one of the leaders in the world for chelated minerals. So that's why we work with them to provide us with high quality chelated minerals that we have it in for like iron, copper, and other minerals. Silica. So if you remember what I said earlier today, silica is not an essential mineral. However, silica is important for bone formation, is also important for collagen production and formation. So we usually get our silica from plants. Grains are pretty rich in silica, and to these days there is no known deficiency in silica. However, there are many studies have shown that supplementing your diet with silica will help with health and skin and nails especially. And so we have a silica complex products that has silica that is from orstel, which is a plant that lives in like near the water or in the water, and we combine that with calcium, zinc, and manganese and boron that are also microelements that are good for bones and also good for skin. For the zinc is very good for your skin too, but calcium, manganese, and boron, it's more for bone health. Boron is a microelement that is important for bone support and for calcium metabolism and utilization. The people that are at risk of boron deficiency are people that eat that don't eat a lot of fruits and veggies, which is quite common in the US, as well as the people that have very low intake of nuts in their diet. So we have a 3 milligram boron supplement that is combined with glycine. So once again, it's a chelated form of boron provided by Albion minerals to help with absorption. So calcium, boron will work with calcium for bone health. Another important mineral from our diet that we only get in very small amount is chromium. And chromium is very, very important for your insulin to function properly. And so, and as we age, our body absorbs less chromium. So we have several products that have chromium by itself, or also chromium in combination with other minerals. Manganese is another important microelement that you get only in a few micrograms per day. That is important for bone, but also for carbohydrate metabolism, as well as for blood coagulation and immune response. So manganese deficiency is very, very rare in the diet in the US because you only need a few micrograms a day. Same with molybdenum. Molybdenum is important to help with the metabolism of sulfur amino acids. There is no known deficiency in molybdenum. However, it's still an important mineral for your health and for especially the production of DNA in the replication of cells. So in our full spectrum mineral capsules, we have combined, I would say, the vast majority of the most important mineral for the diet. So you have calcium, you have magnesium, that we didn't talk about it today, but you also have iodine, zinc, selenium, copper, potassium, and manganese, chromium, and molybdenum. So this is really a good product for people that want to have like a kind of full spectrum of minerals and that don't necessarily belong to like a very specific population that is at risk for a specific deficiency. And In this product, we also use the Albion minerals for better absorption. And the last products that I wanted to talk about that is in the mineral category of the catalog is the colloidal minerals. So colloidal minerals, those are two liquid products. One is unflavored and one is flavored as a fruit flavor. These minerals are obtained from fulvic acid, and fulvic acid is a very unique source of minerals. It comes from the decomposition of plants by bacteria, and as time goes down, those bacteria are dead, of course, but all the minerals they had concentrated remain, and so you have in part of the world you can find you can access easily that fulvic acid, which is basically a combination of very concentrated minerals and that had been concentrated by those bacteria. So the product does not contain any bacteria, it just contains the minerals that have been accumulated over the centuries by those bacteria. And so it has a mix of most of the minerals I talked to, in addition to sulfur. So this kind of ends the minerals category from the catalog. I just wanted to add a few words for a few more minerals that are very important for your health, but are typically not in the minerals category of our catalog. Those are chromium. So our chromium products are found in the glucose management section of our catalog. So we have several products that are different forms of chromium. And so this is very important for people that want to maintain their blood sugar level. And so you have a picolinate form that has the best absorption, and you have the trichromium product that has the cinnamon added to it. Cinnamon bark has also been shown to help with healthy blood sugar levels. So the combination of chromium and cinnamon will help for people that want something a little bit stronger than just a chromium product. Another mineral I have not talked about so far is sulfur. And the reason why I have not talked about it is because you typically do not get sulfur from your diet by eating sulfur alone. You get your sulfur in the diet from sulfur amino acids that are methionine, cysteine, and homocysteine. You also get sulfur when you get MSM and acetylcysteine, taurine, thiamine, biotin, alpha lipoic acid. So as you hear that, you see there's a lot of dietary supplements that we sell that are very good source of sulfurs. So I didn't put all the products because they are kind of spread out in different categories. So our N-acetylcysteine, our MSM powders are kind of like the larger source of sulfur, and you also have products like glutathione or SAMI that are source of sulfur. Or we have also garlic supplement that contain a lot of sulfur. So sulfur is very important for bone structure, oxidative stress, immune function. So we don't really have put this product in the minerals category. However, they are a good source of the mineral sulfur. For people that don't want to take individual products, we have our multivitamin products. So I just put 3 on the screen. These multivitamins contain typically good source of all the minerals I've mentioned earlier in the presentation. We also have minerals in our sports line of products, like our high fer hydrates. So our high fer hydrates are very good source of bicarbonate, and that will and potassium, so that helps for people for recovery after exercising. And we also have ZAB that contains zinc, magnesium, and B6. So those products are not in the catalog in the mineral category. However, they do provide minerals. And finally, we have food. We sell Brazil nuts for selenium. We sell, we have our pumpkin seeds. They have a lot of iron in it. So typically for these food products, you will see on the front of the label what mineral they provide in significant amounts. So it's another way to get your minerals if you don't want to take supplements. And lastly, we have our Beauty from Within products category that is in the Now Solution side of things that provides supplement minerals. So we have the bamboo silica product, we have the vegan hair, skin, and nails, and the regular hair, skin, and nails that have the minerals like silica, and as well as other minerals that I mentioned earlier that are good for your hair, skin, and nails. And that's it for today. And Sue, did you see any question coming through the panel?
I'd like to remind our audience that we will not be taking live questions today, but if you did submit a question using your chat bubble, we will be sure to respond to you within about 24 hours directly to your email box. So if you did submit a question, just be on the lookout for that. And you can also reach out to our nutrition team about today's presentation or about any other questions that you may have about Now products. You see the email address right there on your screen, productinfo@nowfoods.com. So I'd like to end this webinar for today and thank you, Celine, for an excellent presentation and for delving into the importance of mineral nutrients. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you next month.